Predictably, high-profile figures in the media are offering mild words of support for sex liar Phillip Schofield, with TV psychic Darren Brown tweeting the following. He wrote, I must be morally dim. I don't see why a TV presenter's intimate business should lead to public persecution. Makes me so uncomfortable having to ask friends why anything terrible has happened, why it warrants such shaming, and why it's supposed to be endlessly my business. Wow. Well, he must have been under hypnosis when he tweeted that one. There's also Alison Hammond, of whom I'm, by the way, a huge fan, crying her eyes out about how much she still loves Phil. And then there's former BBC star Richard Bacon, who says it's time to end the pylon. About the only celebrity that hasn't spoken out is Schofield's former colleague, Gordon the Gopher, who Schofield fingered for over a decade. Today saw the predictable interview with a major national newspaper, in this case, The Sun. Surprise, surprise, Schofield made it all about himself. I'm broken. I'm gutted. I'm devastated. Me. He said, I'll never be able to walk down the road again. I get teased at the butcher's about jumping the queue because of the Queen's funeral. In fact, Schofield even goes as far as to say, I've had a shit 2 years. Have you indeed? 2 years of lucrative television work, 2 years of commercial endorsements, award ceremonies, showbiz events, champagne and caviar. How does that compare to ordinary viewers of This Morning, who, still emotionally and financially punch-drunk from the pandemic, have got to deal with spiralling interest rates, exploding rents, and a cost of living crisis in which you now have to take out a loan just to buy a loaf of bread? But no, Phil's had a shit 2 years. Schofield wonders what he's going to do next. Well, I don't know. Maybe count your money, Phil. Yes, the star's media career is likely over, and this may be an overreaction. It may be too harsh. But unlike many in this country, he won't go hungry. Now, Schofield did hint about suicidal thoughts, and of course, that is a deep worry. For that, he should receive support, both from family and friends, and a professional. In getting that support, we wish him well. But I'm not buying the sob story. I don't buy the crocodile tears. It's his wife and kids who he lied to so egregiously, whose tears are justified. He thinks this is even an example of homophobia. Take a listen.
If it was a heterosexual relationship, then, it would have been a bit of nudge, nudge, wink, wink. If it's a gay relationship, then suddenly it raises eyebrows. It's wrong. Is predominantly homophobia.
Really? I'll be honest, it's my view that if a male presenter met a 15-year-old girl and exchanged multiple messages at that time, which I think is creepy, and then helped her get into TV and then had sex with her, it would be a huge story, possibly even bigger than this one. What's he on about? There was a clear power imbalance between Schofield and this poor lad, who we're told is now pulling pints in a northern pub. And given that the relationship became a full one, it's hard to see how that power wasn't abused. And what of Willoughby? Well, in my view, the halo has slipped for Little Miss Perfect, as the public tried to get their heads around the idea that she didn't know something was going on between Phil and his much younger ITV colleague. It doesn't add up. This young lad had been in TV for approximately 11 minutes before appearing on stage at the 2018 National Television Awards, much to the irritation of other colleagues. He enjoyed cameos as an elf on the Christmas special, and the Mail report that he didn't do much TV producing. Instead, he was hanging around with Phil and celebrity guests. This most junior member of staff gets elevated to that status on a show like This Morning, and there are no questions. Do me a favour. Willoughby hasn't commented today as she reaches the tail end of her Portuguese holiday in what the Sun report is her £8 million bolt hole. Nice work if you can get it. In the end, I think a lot of the vitriol towards Schofield is a broader issue about the media elite and these smug millionaires patronising you and talking down to you every day on TV. I think the public have had enough of TV fakes like Phillip Schofield, who pretend to be the lovely guy next door, but are anything but. This story reflects the slow-motion car crash that is establishment media and its ever-increasing corporate and woke messaging. Mark my words, Phillip will be the first of many. The elite will fall, and I can't wait. Bring popcorn.